Have you ever wondered if at the beginning, on the eve where crystal was broken, likely effects of resistance by the Jews, outside chance to change their fate, circumstances cause a realization against the police, the courts, the law, unified to strangle their culture, simply surviving a day was a victory. Today, I saw the beast that devoured them. I wrote those words in 2013, a reaction to the persecution of Protestant protesters in Northern Ireland. I sent those words out into the internet and many video clips of violence perpetrated against these protesters. I did so because I knew that it was very important that we carry this message outside the village. I also vowed to myself at that time that if I ever seen a group of people similarly situated and being oppressed, I would do whatever I could to carry their story outside of their village. In April of 2022, I intend to make good on that promise and bringing the story of our Commonwealth cousins as they struggle against a different dictatorship. This is me inviting you to join me as I sit down with Luke and we discuss the process of protest. You want to hear what this man has to say.
I'm a rigger working FIFO Construction. Most recently employed at the Kodiaktree Iron Ore Mine that we were building for Rio Tinto. I was promoted to leading hand at the start of the project, but in November I was stood down without pay and then made redundant 3 months later, despite junior riggers still being employed on my crew at the time. Like many here have experienced, my employers blamed the client, blamed the government, and never responded to any of my notices. Until the mandates came in, I was a staunch unionist and a member of the CFMEU since I came to Australia nearly 10 years ago in 2012. Although I've never been a fan of the individual politics of the union movement, the concept always made sense to me. One man standing against the might of an enormous corporation, one man standing alone against the leading team of a multinational mining company. Power comes from unity, hence the name. When you have unity, nothing is off the table. When you have unity, nothing's out of reach. In FIFO construction and maintenance industry, we've seen a long, slow degradation of our conditions at work. Casualisation, robbing job security and safety. Control in the form of drug testing and daily alcohol limits on site. Profit. We're making less money now than in the last boom, and the price of commodities is significantly higher now than it was then. The government passed laws in the early 2000s that make unauthorised strikes an offence. In New South Wales, they're passing anti-protest laws now. This meant that in the event of a death in the workplace or unsafe conditions or wage decreases, we're unable to withdraw our labour in protest without facing heavy fines. Just like the freedom movement, unions only function when there are enough numbers to force change. I want to talk about a common theme that I keep running into, something I keep hearing that bothers me. One man can't make a difference. If I leave, they'll just get someone else. Or in other words, what I do doesn't matter. That absolutely is not the case. A crowd of 1 million is 1 million individual voices. Everything we do in life matters. Every time you smile at a stranger, every time you do something kind, and every time you do something unkind. Each of our actions every day forms the world around us. We have to stand up. We have to make our voices heard.
Please join us and amplify this man's voice. Coming soon, The Process of Protest with Luke and 42.